Okay guys, so welcome back again to the channel where we deliver you guys real insights. My name is Veroy and welcome to the Real Collective. Today we're going to be continuing with part 2 of the Sen. And does the Sen actually make sense? And if you guys still don't know whether it makes sense for you, of course you can scan the QR code over here to book a one-to-one consultation or join my Real Collective community, right, where I'll be sharing with you insights, frameworks and strategies on how you guys can be a buyer or a seller. So click on this video for the Sen if you have not understood how we actually look at transformation and what this project is all about, because this part of this video, right, we're going to be sharing about floor plans, layouts, site plan and things like that. So if you guys again don't know what this video about, today we are visiting this project called the Sen, right? It's Upper Bukit Timah, that location, and let's have some project information first, okay? So project information, right? So you guys can see over here, right? So there's gonna be 5 blocks, total of 10 stories high. There's gonna be a childcare, you know, the whatnots lah, hot and cold bath. Oh, hot and cold bath, my favorite. So address will be Jalan Jurong Kechil, District 21, 99-year leasehold as well. So in the land size itself, about 207,000. I think this is decent. So this is a plus point, okay? And total number of units 347, 1:1 car park lots. There's also EV lots, bicycle lots and stuff like that. Expected TOP again 2029, usually it'll be earlier. Now some of the basic information that we can see over here already, right? Now next up, unit mix, okay? So unit mix itself, there is 1 bedrooms, not a lot, which is good, right? Because comparing to the older developments pre-GFA harmonized, where they actually have different rulings, right? For that kind of projects, you would see the older projects, you would see a high number of 1 bedrooms, but over here you can see there's actually a very small amount of 1 bedrooms, and then most of the sizes, right, are actually heavy on the 3, 4 and 5 bedrooms. Now what does this mean for you guys as a consumer? When you see 3 and 4 bedrooms being high in supply, this means this is a very homestay kind of project. Okay, a homestay kind of project generally is what I would go for because prices are kept stable over there. Facilities and amenities are also very decent over there as well. Okay, now check out the view of this, the Sen itself. I think it looks great, like, don't you think so? Right, very 正, very 四四方方. And then the facade, there is some detailing over here, some detailing over here. So overall, you would expect to see something very sleek, very iconic within that location. Now, given that that location, most of the projects are a bit older, this would likely stand out quite well. And I love the fact that developers have actually greenified a lot of the development itself, and also you are actually surrounded and flanked by greens. I'm going to show you guys where our exact location is, alright? Now zoom in over here. So this would be your location of the Sen. So it's along Jalan Jurong Kechil, right next to D'Souza Avenue, and the back of the Sen actually flanks towards the Bukit Batok Nature Park. Alright, from the front itself, you have some older condos. Right, and from here, let's see the view that you will get, right? It's crazy because when I first saw the views, I thought they made a mistake, like they copy-paste too many of the same thing. Tell me if this looks different, View 1, View 2, View 3, View 4. Right, only this view looks a bit different, but View 1, View 2, View 3 all looks the same. So we can see that from block 222 on the 5th floor, look out, right, you see that forest. On the 10th floor, look out, you see that forest. Okay, block 224, on the 5th floor, you look out, forest. 224, 10th floor, forest. Then block 226, also forest, also forest. Okay, if you go to block 228, okay, 228, you see forest with some buildings over here. Now it's good to note that from block 228 on the 10th floor, you are facing towards a open plot of land. Okay, and then if you go to block 230, right, this will be looking at condos over here and then facing empty plot of land as well. So essentially, I would say for this development, if you like greenery views and you don't want to be in Springleaf where it's so ulu, right? Then this is RCR District 21. You still get very good greenery views. Alright, so again, with that, let's dive into the site plan to see what the developer has in store for us. Okay, facilities over here are spread out over your landscape decking on your first story, and then your second story will be your pool deck itself, and then of course you have your third, your roof terrace, where you have, you know, the usual wellness zones and stuff like that. So if we look at the overall site plan itself, 5 blocks, right? Over this 200 over 1,000 square foot of land, which is pretty decent. I like the fact that you have a tennis court over here, right? And the tennis court, to me, for every development, when you have a tennis court, it just showcases the vast magnitude of the land, right? That you can have a tennis court, although it's not too many, just one, but you do have a very generous lap pool right in the middle of the development. You can see over here, the overall landscaping and design makes this development look very luxurious and inviting. You also have a play pool over this side, right? And of course your usual barbecue pits and whatnot. I think all of this stuff, right, are things that we don't need to go too deep into it. Any decent condominium will have a nice pool, kids pool, barbecue pit, you would have your tennis courts and stuff like that. Now let's look over here, right, and see what exactly do they have. Now they call it the Sen Commons, right? Common 的意思就是什么？commonly have 啦 ，okay? So you have Tai Chi 啦 courtyard 啦 terrace barber pool, aqua gym, family pool. Some of these things I think pretty common, nothing too much to shout about, playground, things like that. So you can already see, right, how the developer has crafted the entire development to be focused towards a family, right? The clubhouse, standard, you have lounge, gathering lounge, relaxation lounge, barbecue pit, open deck. So the pretty much the usual stuff that you get for every condo itself. So in terms of facilities and landscaping wise, I would think pretty decent. Alright, so with that, right, let's go straight into today's main topic, which is our floor plans. So as I mentioned, right, there is only 10 one-bedroom units in this development itself. And again, with one bedrooms these days, developers aren't too fancy about the design. So as you can see over here, right, as you guys can see over here, 2.8 meter width for your living room, right? So you can generally expect your master to be on this side, Jack and Jill bathroom, a galley kitchen. So this is something, again, pretty standard. This is actually 452 square feet, right? 452 square feet to be exact. Aircon latch is non-strata, but interesting thing over here is that you do have a small window at your kitchen area. So this is pretty nice, right? There's nothing too much to compare for the one bedroom because there's only 10 units. Now let's go on to the two bedrooms. And for the two bedroom unit types, right, you will realize there is B1, B2, B3, and B4, and B4A. Walao. Why two bedrooms, so many B? So many different types. Okay, come, I will give you guys the most obvious one, right? Which is, of course, the best layout they will usually showcase at the show flat. I would say the best layout, but it doesn't mean that the rest are not good, right? To each his own. Come, let's have let me explain to you why. So if you look at B1, right, you will notice a few things. First thing, over here, enclosed kitchen is fully enclosed already for you. So this is something very refreshing for two bedrooms. Usually your two bedrooms don't have an enclosed kitchen, and for your kitchen itself, you also have a window over here. And then if you look at the common bathroom, right, bath 2, you also have a yes, window. Yes, you saw it already. And then master, also window. Yes. And then more importantly, corridor also got window. Overall, I do like this B1 layout. In fact, I might go as far to say that this is probably one of the best layout in the Sen for the two bedroom. The size is very controlled, 678 square feet with all the features that you need for a two bedroom. Now if we compare it to the next one, the B2 layout, so the B2 layout is something that is probably more common. So for the B2 layout, right, it's something that you would expect for most two bedrooms, right? So Most 2 bedrooms, you don't have windows in the master, you don't have windows in the master bath and common bath. You also don't have windows in the kitchen, and you typically have a galley kitchen. So this is the very typical 2-bed, 2-bath layout, which again most buyers can accept. Having seen so many new launches in this year itself, most people can accept this, right? But of course, if today there is 2 choices over here for you, then of course I will choose these, correct or not? Because this one has a lot more strong pointers when it comes to resellability in the future. Not saying that this is no good, but just a personal preference, I would prefer B1. Now look at B3. Okay, B3, I'm just only going to point out the main things to you guys, alright? Now B3, the size here you can see is 732 square feet. 732 square feet, alright? Now you come in, you have this privacy walkway. I say privacy walkway, y'all will say waste space. Okay, so this part, of course, you put in some shelvings and stuff like that is usable, and you have a very sizable kitchen, right? It's the usual one, you'll give you a kitchen like that, right? They'll give you a kitchen like that and then enclosable. But this one, you realize your kitchen is really much more usable, and it's a lot more wider in terms of the width itself. And again, window over here, which I like, and also common bath window over here, which I like, and also your master bath over here, window. So this 732 square feet, again, the livability is also very high. But the thing and the question here is this: 678 square feet and 732 square feet, close to 50 square feet difference, times easy 2,000 per square foot. That is $100,000 more. Right? So the question over here from an investment standpoint is, if you were to buy something for investment, will you want to buy the 732 or will you want to buy the 678? Debatable topic, because the 678 one likely PSF is going to be higher, although quantum will be lower. But the 732 one, right, the PSF would be lower, but the quantum would be higher. Now the question is, does buyer look at PSF or does buyer look at quantum? This is a question that is very complicated. You must ask me more if you want to know how consumers think today. Alright, okay, now we go to B4 and B4A. 一个 2 bedroom 有这么多个 B okay? So B4 and B4A, the main difference for the B4 and B4A is the difference in the kitchen area. So this one side, this one 2 side. That's the only difference, okay? But if you were to compare the B4 with the rest of the 2 bedrooms, then you will see that this is essentially a, yes, repeat after me, say dumbbell layout. That is correct. So you have a dumbbell, right? So your 764 or your 755 square feet really becomes a lot more maximized. And in addition, you have 2 attached bathrooms as well as a very sizable study room. Right, so if for those of you who are looking for more space but don't want to go up to a 3 bedroom, then this or this will make a lot of sense. Now, I think my only complaint is this: if I am the developer, I will probably make the 764 and the 775, right, to also have an enclosed kitchen. Correct? Wouldn't that be perfect? Like you have 2 ensuite bedrooms, a study, and still having an enclosed kitchen. 就 perfect 了嘛. Then this will be my number 1 choice. But looking at this itself, I think this will still be my top choice, followed by this will be my top choice. Alright, for the 2 bedroom types. Alright, now let's go on to the 3 bedroom comparison over here. And actually a very interesting thing these days is that I realized for new launches, right, the 3-4 bedrooms, in fact for the recent ones, the 3, 4 and 5 bedrooms, right, sell out first, and the 2 bedrooms actually take a little bit longer. And that is actually how demand has actually shifted based on consumer needs and patterns as well. But let's compare the 1, 2 and 3 together, okay? Now this C1, right, actually I'm quite impressed with this C1. The only thing is that there is no enclosed kitchen, because most 3 bedrooms are more catered towards the family family kind of profile. So most of the time they do give an enclosed kitchen, but in this case you don't have an enclosed kitchen here. You have an L-shaped kitchen right? But the good thing is that you have home shelter storage. So most 3-bedrooms, I think it's important to have storage, right? Then if you look at the bedroom layout, so essentially again, it is a, say together with me, dumbbell layout, correct? Okay, so you have one master, which is ensuite obviously, second bedroom, which is ensuite as well, so that's really nice. You have a small window for your bathroom too, right? And then you have your third bedroom over here. From the looks of it, right, the bedrooms sizes are really generous. I think it's super fantastic for homestay over here. For the bedroom 3 itself, you do have a very tiny window opening over here lah. So I don't know who is going to sleep here lah. Likely if you have a son, then let your son sleep here. The son need to tough it out one. If not, you let your son sleep here. Also can, okay? Right, but if not, right, the rest of the bedrooms are pretty standard, pretty sizable. You have a Jack and Jill here, right? So this very comfortable 872 square feet, 3-bedroom, compact, or whatever you call it, the C1 layout, is a good starter home. But if you transit to the C2, then the changes start to happen already. Come, I show you all. So for the C2 layout, come in, you have this privacy corridor, right? You want to have some privacy, this will be something really good for you. And then you have your enclosed kitchen with a utility room, which can double up as a helper's room as well. So this is pretty good, right? Living and dining, pretty standard, your 3 bedrooms and your 2 bath. Again, everyone has a correct. Everyone has a window. So window in your utility, window in your kitchen, window in your common, window in your master bath as well. So this 936 square feet, I would think most people can accept this. Only thing is that there is no helper's bathroom or extra toilet, but 936 square feet usually is like that. It's pretty much for people who don't want an extra toilet. So just 2 toilets more than enough already. Okay, now as we transit to the third one, the C3, which is also my favorite. So the C3 layout is something that I think a lot of people like. Why? This one. The living and dining, you have this wide angle layout. Can you imagine you're looking out of your balcony, right? Here all the forests. Wow, so calming. And then you have this really, really wide with living and dining space. And right behind you, you still have a dry kitchen for you to host, to entertain and stuff like that. You have your enclosable kitchen, your home shelter or your helper's room, and a helper's bath. Everything over here is what a family would need. Things on this side, again, very standard lah. Windows, 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 windows here, I mean standard. All of these things are very much what a 3-bedroom would give you. I really, really like this part. This part to me is the highlight. Right, so if you want the wide angle layout, which nowadays is really hard to find, usually you only get the wide angle layout when it's 4-bedroom premium and above. Now for this development, just go for a 3-bedroom, 1109 square feet, the wide angle layout. It's there already. Phantasmos. Okay? Now, moving on to the 4-bedroom. Ladies and gentlemen, 1259 square feet for the 4-bedroom unit type. Okay, it is more like an upsize unit of your 1109 3-bedroom, and I'm going to show you guys what was being upsized. Okay, so first and foremost, when you have a 4, okay, this is sorry, backtrack. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. So now we're going to compare the largest 3-bedroom layout for the Sen. So you guys can see, right, essentially this is like an upsize of the 1109. So the C4 is 1259 square feet, and this is an upsized version of the 3-bedroom. Okay, now first and foremost, once you see a 4, means you have study. Okay, remember our B4 unit type also have a study. So this C4, you are having an extra study over here. So this works as a 3+ study layout, and you have an extra powder room as well. As for everything else, right, you just have upsize. So I've highlighted the upsize in space, right, in this purple color for you guys. So all these are the extra spaces that you get for your C4 layout itself. Coming in, of course, the privacy corridor. you have your wet and dry kitchen, you have your home shelter, your helper's bath. Again, this part, very, very perfect for families. Now your guests, they will be using the powder room over here, and right next to it will be the study room itself. Now, the 2-bedroom and the bedroom 2 and bedroom 3 will have this Jack and Jill attached bathroom. So this is really, really nice, right? Your guests don't have to use your common bathroom, they just use the powder, and your 大儿子跟小女儿 can share this Jack and Jill bathroom. Very, very comfortable. Your master also has a nice walk-in closet as well, with a very sizable master bath area with dual sink, guys. I like dual sinks. This is good. Okay. Now next up, so for the next one, right, we're going to be comparing it with the 4-bedroom unit type. Wow, 4-bedroom, man. Come, let's see. Okay, again, you have the wide angle layout. Now this purple area would be the extended in terms of space that you get for this layout itself. You also have a junior master over here. Junior master. Right, so this is your 4th bedroom. So you guys can have a look. I walk in, okay, I go into my dry kitchen, and then I continue. I have my wet kitchen area, and then I have my home shelter, and then my helper's bathroom. So this area, again for families. 3, 2, and 1. From here, right, you go back into your living and dining area, wide angle layout, and then right next to it, you have your 2 bedrooms with 1 attached bathroom. Very good, right? And then right below, you have your powder room for your guests. Next to it, the study room. So this part, again, very similar to the bigger 3-bedroom type. And then here, your junior master, and then here, your master ensuite with a walk-in closet into your master bath. So this is what you get for the 4-bedroom itself. So if you guys compare the D1 layout versus the C4 layout, you guys can already see the main difference over here would be the inclusion of a junior master and a junior ensuite, as well as a larger living and dining area. Okay, for those of you out there who really needs that extra room, or you really do want to have that extra junior master, then of course this D1 layout will be the most suitable one for you. But if not, right, I think the 1259 or even the 1109 square feet, it's really decent for a 3-bedroom to enter into District 21 in the RCR location. I think the prices for this development is going to be fantastic. It is a very, very homestay kind of product. And if you guys are out there looking for your next home to be in that location, and you don't want to pay the inflated resale prices, right, then I think this would be a really, really strong option for you guys out there. Okay, now moving forward in 2025, this will be the last new launch out there already. And if you miss this one, then of course you have to turn your sights to whatever that's going to be coming up in 2026. And if you guys want to know what's out there, right, you can actually scan this QR code. I will send you an upcoming launches for 2025 and 2026 for you guys to prep, so that you guys know what you can set your sights on. But I got to tell you, next year prices really more expensive. So if you can secure something this year and this season, right, I would strongly recommend you guys to do so. Of course, if you find that you're still uncertain about the market and you're not sure how to navigate, right, so you can actually reach out to me. Let's do a one-to-one consultation where we can address all your concerns step by step. Okay, we have a tailored framework for you to understand why to buy now, how to buy, and where to buy as well. Alright, so if you like today's video, please help me to like, subscribe, and comment just to give me a little bit of encouragement. You know, every week, right, we do viewings, we do negotiations, we do prospecting, still do video. Very tired one, encourage me cannot. Okay, so that's all we have for you today. And I'm looking forward to see you with my next video. Alright, guys?